flying off the shelves after that.
No, do you really think it works that way?
I think at the smaller and mid price points, probably more than the.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like with the busted, like how the site's kind of busted, that it's tough for people to buy and sell that quickly.
Yeah. No, it's true. But yes, welcome to Lolz. My name is Peter Overzet. I'm with my co-host Brian Hooper. And last week we eventually just gave into the urge to talk about Top Shot. The market has cooled a little bit here, so I know people aren't as worked up about it as they were a week ago.
Yeah, is that what you're noticing? I'm not knee deep in the streets.
Yeah, there's been a lot of the overall prices have started to drop from where they were. I mean, nothing like drastic, but I would say like 15 to 20% drops on where a lot of stuff was a few days ago.
It's interesting. I wonder if once they get all the kinks out of KYC and people just being able to buy easily, if that's going to raise the price or drop the price.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. They still have the whole withdraw issue right now. They have a new thing up when you go to click withdraw that wasn't there before, but it still says, pending that functionality. So who knows? What's new with you though?
Not much. Just refreshing my Top Shot base set Series 2 release 11 every 5 seconds.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a F5er for a base pack type of guy.
No, I have been in the past hour.
It's so funny in my Discord because generally they happen on the hour. So there's this crew that comes through like a few minutes before the hour and they're like, is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? And then it doesn't happen. And everyone's like, all right, see you again in an hour. It's just like around the clock vigilance.
It's always on the top of the hour. Is that
that's the working theory.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's hilarious.
So yeah, I don't think you need to refresh nonstop. I'm pretty sure the screenshots that they were posting today were that the next thing they were going to give people notice because they wanted to do more of a stress test with it. So I don't think you need to be refreshing nonstop. It made it seem like they were going to send an email, but God forbid they did surprise release them and then Peter told you not to be refreshing and then you come after me. I can't have that.
Mm-hmm. I see you getting called rich man in your Discord and all sorts of.
It's a lot of the narratives, I've gotten pretty distorted. All these shows I do with people who have bought the expensive moments and I get pegged as the rich man. I mean, what kind of bullshit is this? I'm the common man.
I don't know. Maybe not. If your portfolio is going up. Your meme stock's skyrocketing? Is that what's happening here?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe that's what I need to do is tokenize myself and then, finally put a price into what my digital non-fungible token is worth.
Have you checked out any of the other NFTs?
Yeah, I've started getting because Kitchen has been pretty into it. And we ended up going in on one of those Pranksy boxes out of 500. Have you been messing around with it at all?
No. I looked a little bit, but what's this? Pranksy?
Yeah, so Pranksy is one of the big whales in the Top Shot marketplace, and him and this guy Carlini, they put together these things where it's basically like a mystery box with 5 or 6 NFTs from various artists. And so all that they've put up right now is the digital boxes themselves. There were 500 of them, and now they're trading on the secondary market, but it's not revealed what is in them yet. But they're already like 4 or 5x, what they were going for when you bought them for half an.
So digital art.
Digital art, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been messing around, just poking around a little bit on OpenSea, and I'm probably going to botch the name. I think it's Nifty Gateway, one of those, just seeing the kind of stuff that's out there. And then it was the hash masks were the really big popular thing the other day, and those things were going for a ton of money. Did you see those?
No. I mean, I saw the site that Jennings CSU shared that has like a list of all these places.
Yeah,
but I didn't really go through each of them individually. Like it's mostly like collectibles, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's here. I'll share the screen of OpenSea here. These were the hash map. Like you saw Bales changed his avatar. He bought one of these. And yeah, there was a certain amount made, and now they are just trading on the secondary market here for 5 ETH, 3 ETH. But yeah, I don't know with Top Shots, it's easy to kind of at least understand where the value is coming from via the scarcity, how cool the moment is, how good the player is, all that stuff.
Right.
With this stuff, I don't know where the value is being derived. It's harder to have those reference points.
Yeah. I mean, art in general, much less this new form.
Yeah,
I mean they're cool. Like, what can you? So
we're not buying a hash mask on the show tonight, Brian.
I'm assuming you could make like put it on your wall, couldn't you?
Yeah, and I'll show you a cool thing. So I have my first piece of tokenized art because this guy, Eric, has been doing like Top Shot art. And so he made me this Van Vliet drawing, and then he tokenized it and then sent it to me on OpenSea. So now I have the one of one. It's my only piece of digital art I own here, but it is pretty cool the way that works. And I can definitely see the future for it and how it could be a sought after thing. Not my Van Vliet, but just the general concept.
That's what I'm struggling with the wave of NFTs, that Cuban's talking about and everybody's talking about. It's like, well, if it's just collectibles, like, yeah, sure. Okay. That's cool. But like what is there anything else besides collectibles that people have their eye on for NFTs?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what would be even a possible use case other than like art?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I mean, because I like the whole smart contract ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I could see something like, I don't know how you can invest in something like that, but I've always been interested in that type of Ethereum idea.
To me, I actually have been appreciating the appeal more from the creator side. Like, I imagine if I was an artist and how hard it is to get your work out there, get it sold, find it to the right place, and to be able to use online scarcity on the blockchain to kind of, ensure that, and then have this worldwide marketplace for it. I could see that being very attractive of like, all right, I'm going just all digital art.
Couldn't music artists do that?
You would think.
Yeah. Just release yours. You have to buy the token or whatever, and there's just 1, 2, 3, and you would have the first album by whatever, Radiohead, for the numerology bros, they would go crazy.
Yeah. No, you totally could. And I mean, there wouldn't necessarily be the scarcity because they would want to sell as many of them as possible, but you're saying have the serialized numbers give more meaning to certain
and you can't, and I'm assuming you wouldn't be able to crack it and then release it for free. I don't know how they would pull that off, but
yeah, it does. Once you start going down that thought experiment, there are just so many possibilities for it. I think is interesting. But
do you think GameStop's going to be involved in this somehow?
I mean, yeah, that'd be like tokenized, your tokenized shares. I have one of one, or, one of 100,000 of GameStop shares. So catch me up on that. How did things end up shaking out with that? Were the bags dumped?
They're down overnight right now. Last I checked, like 10 minutes ago, they were down under $90 a share. So not a complete collapse. I mean, it's a complete collapse from their high where Robinhood shut everything off and all the places shut everything off. I think they got over like 420 or something at one point. But
did you unload yours?
I didn't buy any of that in the first one.
Okay.
I was a little late to the party. I got AMC at like $4 or something though. And I bought some protest shares earlier today at GME.
Okay.
just for shits and gigs, not
Where was this one? Is this another WallStreetBets move?
Yeah, GME's, WallStreetBets, AMC, Nokia, BlackBerry.
Yeah.
They were all WallStreetBets moves.
Is there like a ringleader on there who is kind of leading the charge on these calls?
There's a guy, his Reddit screen name is Deep Fucking Value.
Okay, I have heard that name, but I wasn't sure if that was like a name like QAnon or like how that.
He's a real person, and he's got a YouTube channel, Roaring Kitties, and he lost like 30 million since the peak on GME, but he's up like 13 million or something still.
Goodness. And do you get the vibe that he is like a young hedge fund bro, or is he like this true vigilante?
Just a normal dude. Looks like a young Julian Lennon, for anyone who knows who that is. John Lennon's
kid. Is this the guy that looks like Denny Carter kind of? Is that who he is?
He's got the headband.
Okay. All right. It's all coming together to me because Denny was posting all these photos and he kind of looked like him.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I think he looks like Julian Lennon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he worked as a financial advisor for Mass Mutual, which is just, whatever, day job. Not like a hedge fund bro at all.
Interesting. I'm surprised. I guess it seemed like he might have wanted to stay anonymous, all things considered, but sometimes that clout, man, it was probably irresistible.
I don't know, because he's been posted on YouTube for months.
Okay.
Maybe his real name is out now, and maybe that wasn't the case before. Maybe that could be the case. But I mean, if you're posted on YouTube, how anonymous do you really want to be?
Yeah. So. Here's what. Yeah, and what's the what are your thoughts on Dogecoin? What's the latest with that? Is it still mooning?
No, I thought it was down to like 3 cents or under.
I was told $1, sir. Wind moon, sir.
I don't have any. My brother has some. My dad has some. Because Coinbase doesn't. It's 30.03, so 3.5 cents. That's still pretty good from where it was. Yeah, I love this meme shit where everyone just apes in. You're just trying to guess when to get off the boat. Are you familiar with all the terminology they use, like diamond hands and?
No, yeah, I see. I've heard all of these, but I don't have like the web of references that connects them all for me. What does diamond hands mean?
Diamond hands means you won't sell.
Okay.
Paper hands means you're a pussy who's gonna sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they insult each other, but like lovingly. Smooth brain and
lots of like Braveheart hold memes, I'm sure.
That's more, I think that's more crypto, but yeah.
Okay. There it is. Yeah, hold the line. Yeah, I haven't messed around in the day trading. I haven't messed around with the shitcoin since the initial shitcoin boom, and I was so scarred from that experience that I only buy BTC and ETH now. I don't fuck with that.
Is my channel screwing up anyone out there? Because it looks like we're just getting Pete's top of Pete's head from my
what?
From my studio.
Wow. Up there in my ivory tower.
Just taking up all the screen. How can I check that? Yeah,
if you're confused, we're still simulcasting this to both Brian's channel and now my channel as well. So Brian's just figuring that stuff out. As usual, if you guys prefer the audio version of Lolz, we do have a podcast version. Link is down in the show notes. And for those of you who are new, tuning in because of the Top Shot Bull Rush, this is a show Brian and I do every Wednesday evening. We talk about DFS, sports betting, politics, inflammatory references to historical events. That's what we do here, right, Brian?
Oh yeah. I was thinking about how I can get you to get in trouble one of these times. Like, how can I make him to make an archaic reference to
So what
things?
You grinding all the sports? You said you got Waste Management tomorrow. You got the props going out all the time.
Yep. Tennis now too. Been banging out. That seems like it's back.
Are you just doing props or DFS for tennis?
Just DFS. I don't have any betting stuff for tennis. And I have 3 tickets to their championship thing, like the tennis baseline championship or whatever it's called, that I got last year. And I'm like, well, I got to make sure my model works because I'm already entered that.
Oh, so, it was a tournament that got delayed.
Yeah, it's like the championship for tennis.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it got to. I think it got screwed up, but maybe not. I don't know. But
I have never played DFS tennis. Is it a fun sweat?
It's all right. You know what it's like? It's like MMA, except way longer. So it's very similar though, because like you need the one guy to beat the other guy. It's very rare where 2 guys will end up in a good lineup together.
Yeah.
So you're just rooting for your one guy and then rooting for your other guy. Except, but they'll play, and like they'll put like ATP Melbourne in with, a tournament in England, right? And they'll just throw them all together. So like it might be like a day and a half of sweat.
Yeah.
Right. The only other times is like the big ones, the US Open and stuff like that, where they just play just the big major one. But even those will take all day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess it depends. I'm sure some people actually would rather have that sweat equity of some people like the PGA 4-day sweat. So,
yeah. And would you, are the prize pools big enough for you normally? Cause you were saying you weren't playing hockey because the prize pools weren't big enough. Are you just doing it because you want to get tuned up for these tickets you have?
That's why I played this week. But yeah, the next one's 50K.
Yeah.
I think next week's 50K to first. So plenty big. They're usually the majors. The majors are all worth playing.
Yeah.
I think they've gotten 100,000 a few times.
Yeah.
I think the DraftKings guys who work there like it. I think they might be tennis players or something, because they would like email me to get in their private ones when they first started.
That's funny.
And it was like DraftKings employees or something. I think so. Anyways, this
just oh yeah, because they weren't allowed to play in the real ones.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But
now you're revealing a huge scandal from the early DraftKings days.
This show's for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe, not financial advice.
Hang on real quick. The funniest thing about that is you were like, you should add that to your Top Shot videos. I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah. And then I saw you making fun of it on Twitter right after that.
That's not what I was getting at, though. That's not what I was getting at that you're supposed to, because I suggested you put that on your videos, because it's like just in case someone wants to be an asshole and mess with you. You know what I mean? And that law is so stupid. It's like everyone has to walk on eggshells to be like, because some idiot out there is going to invest their life savings in what some idiot on YouTube says. It's like, give me a break. Like let's people be adults, get over it. And then I've been watching all this WallStreetBets stuff. Not even with the non-fungible token, crypto, all this stuff. It's in every podcast. The people say it like 18 times over. Like, I'm not a financial advisor. Although you should ape into GME, but I'm not a financial advisor. It's like, we all know, like Dave Portnoy, go down the list. You hear it like 50 times a day. It's like, this is just a joke. Some old shit to keep people out of that industry.
Is there a precedent for a content creator getting sued for that? Like, where is this all coming from?
No. Oh, this is just actual law that's been around for who knows how long, 50 years at least.
No, I know, but I'm just has there ever been actual repercussions for someone who has said something like buy Dogecoin and forgot to say I'm not a financial advisor,
and then someone sued them?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, that's like what trial lawyers do. Is they're a big, powerful lobbying group, and then they look for opportunities where they can get some laws in, and then once the legislature passes something like that, and they pass it under the guise, it always is, of helping people. And so they'll say like, oh, there's people getting ripped off by these horrible fake financial advisors. And then as soon as they pass that law, the trial lawyers go to town and they just start suing the shit out of everyone. and sometimes it's like cyclical or it like lasts for a while and then they give up. It's a real sick game, honestly. But yeah, something like that. And then there's always a case that they bring someone's dumb kid in front of the committee at the Capitol and be like, my dumb kid lost money. And they're like, well, we got to do something. Little Billy lost $10,000.
Well, we're also in this like weird time now too. And obviously the whole, GameStop and all that stuff is kind of, brought it all to a head. But this idea of, financial investing with like casino investing, and I feel like it's really, the lines just seem incredibly blurred on a lot of this stuff now.
It is gambling. It's always been
gambling. Yeah.
They have this illusion that it's not gambling because they want people to invest in the funds, the retirement funds that prop it all up. Like who is, it's funny too. Like no one thinks it's them. No one's thinking there's not one fucking person on the planet going, man, I'm glad they passed this regulation so I don't be stupid and listen to Pete on his YouTube show where he's drinking and invest all my money into Top Shot. Like no one thinks it's them. It's like, who is it? Who are you helping? Because no one thinks it's them. No one's like, you know what I mean? Like besides children, but like that's obviously illegal anyways to like directly proposition children, financially. And then that should be the parents' responsibility. Like who are they like who is out there? Who are they like special needs person? Like, I mean, being serious there too. Like, is that really what we're doing here? Will they understand the disclaimer, what they're getting into? Seniors, maybe.
Yeah, I agree with you. On the other hand, like you spend any time in the general Top Shot Discord and you realize how many idiots there are out there in the world. And I'm just like, some of these people are too far gone. Like they're not going to be saved regardless, but they are dumb enough that maybe, just maybe, they need to hear something like that.
And then, okay, so then they're going to be so stupid that they're not going to be able to follow up.
Right.
They're not going to be able to find a lawyer and go after somebody. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a complete, I haven't looked into it enough, but in all these cases, if you dive deep enough into it, it's just competition shenanigans by invested like shareholders from the industry trying to eliminate competition almost always.
Yeah.
And then they use the guise of trying to help the idiots that you're talking about as well. Look at this dummy. There's a dummy here. We got to do something. What, are we not going to do something? Why have the government at all if we're not going to do something? And then they use that. And then it's harder to get in that industry. To get a financial advisor, now you have to go get a form and shit like that. So that makes money for another group that I'm sure is pushing for this type of legislation. It's all a fucking scam.
Yeah.
Not like Top Shot.
No, Top Shot is the truth. But I should say
advice.
We are not financial advisors. Please buy your Colin Sexton dunks at your own risk.
Yeah. Not financial advice. Entertainment only. Spend all your money. Like I love like Dave Portnoy. Not financial advice.
I know.
I'm an idiot. Take all your money and invest it in this.
Well, did you see I don't know if we've already talked about this, but did you see, I think it was like the earnings report from like Penn Gaming and stuff, and just how much the Barstool audience lost, just like way above the normal average for even losing gamblers.
Yeah. Did we talk about it? Yeah. Because I think the consensus is it was mostly random. Yeah. But it did make it look like his audience is like 4 times dumber than the average gambler.
Yeah. I mean, there's the whole reason that stock, well, there's a few reasons that stock is pumping, but I mean, that is a very, very targeted, they're a coveted demographic for gambling operators.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you see like the parlay breakdowns and stuff? Like just shows you how bad parlays are. Like most of the money lost is on parlays.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Penn had the largest hold in the country.
Yeah. Diamond Hand or Paper Hands Portnoy sold his Bitcoin, sold his GME and his meme stocks.
Yeah, what was wasn't it in the summer that like the Winklevi twins went to his home and like gave him the Bitcoin pitch and then he immediately bailed on it or something?
He bailed on it like a week later. Yeah, it was really strange. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, and then he went on all those shows, and I mean, I get it in this case though, because he's like probably the most outspoken guy of saying these guys robbed us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just going to get out of it. They robbed us. Who knows what they're going to do next?
Yeah.
But he was like posting diamond hands memes and stuff the day before.
Did he get crushed after that?
He said he lost 700,000. And then
no, I mean, did he get crushed for selling?
Oh, I didn't follow up. People love him so much. Like a lot of people love him so much. Like
they just will follow.
Yeah, I think if you're in that group that loves him so much, they probably give him a free pass. And if you hated him, you hate him anyways.
Yeah.
Did you see Cuban went on Reddit and advised to hold if you bought already the meme stocks and stuff?
No, I didn't see that.
AMA and WallStreetBets.
Wow, he's been doing a lot of media, because then he just also put out his own article all about NFTs and digital collectibles, and then I believe wasn't he on MSNBC the other day talking about that stuff generally too? Yeah,
I think he was. And I tweeted it's a while ago. I'm gonna have to retweet that because it's getting more and more correct. I said when is Cuban running for president?
Yeah.
Because like,
do you think he wants that headache?
I think so. I think to me it looks like I would bet like if it's 50-50 whether he's going to run, I'd take the over. I think he's good.
Wow.
He wants to run.
Is that actually in any betting markets right now? For odds of, yeah.
He could run. He theoretically could run in either ticket too.
Yeah. He would probably win. I mean, when you include the kind of like Shark Tank, Dallas Mavericks figurehead thing, recognizable name.
He won't rock the boat a ton, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Like
he'll pump our top shots. I mean, he's got my vote. You know, I had seen someone do a joke. It was probably one of the DFS guys was like, yeah, we're nearing the territory here where we're going to get a question about top shots at the next presidential debate. And if Mark Cuban runs, we will get a question about top shots at a presidential debate.
That would be that. What if the question was in 2023 NBA Top Shots folded and millions lost money. What is your response to that?
Oh my God. It's just it's Ken Bone just comes back to ask about Top Shots.
I lost all my money investing in Top Shots. My financial advisor, Peter Overzat.
Oh my goodness.
We should take I wonder how hard that test is. Like if you could pass it in like an hour and if it costs $25 just because
to be able to say
fucking financial advisors, dude, you should invest in NBA Top Shots. Everything you got. What do you do? I'm a financial advisor. I passed the test.
How fun would it be to make this like this pre-roll thing for the disclaimer was like, reminder, I am not a financial advisor. And then you hear the record scratch. Yeah, psych, I am, bitch. Just took the class.
Yes.
The beat drop.
I wonder how hard it is. Like, I wonder if University Phoenix has like a 1 hour stop and shop. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably like the driver's test. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could probably guess at half the shit. If it's online, you could probably cheat. Just Google it really quick.
That is a really good question. Like, what are some of the tests in my mind that just, and I could be completely wrong, and I apologize if you're a real estate agent, but I feel like getting your real estate license has to be like very easy.
I heard it was actually kind of tough.
Okay. All right. See, I could be wrong.
Yeah. But I've obviously never done it. I'm sure the financial advisor one's tough too, but tough-ish. And what if you get like 60% passing? I could do that. I might be able to do that. Couple hours of, I don't know how much it depends. I don't know what the ratio is for a bet, if it'd be worth it. Like if it took a day, might be worth it.
Yeah. Okay. See, the chat's saying it's wrong. Very hard test, very expensive. Has like a 30. I assume you're talking about the real estate one. See, I was just completely wrong.
What's the? Does anyone know that? Has anyone taken the financial advisor test? They can't be super hard, right? Because don't you like? There's dudes who just work at like those like Edward Jones like places. I mean, I guess it's a real job.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like if it's anything over a week, that's like, all right, fuck that. But if the whole point is to eliminate competition, it's gonna be expensive, right? They're gonna make it a little harder, a little more expensive, because they want to keep their market share.
Yeah.
Are you buying Top Shots?
No. But I should be. No.
I just refreshed. It's still nothing.
What have you bought any since our Jokic?
No. I was thinking about buying a LeBron James, since that Andy guy who's on your show was saying like that's the best buy. And then I asked a question in your chat: how much is the Marquise Chris for 4K worth it? And no one answered. So I'm like,
I didn't see that.
I was interested in what their take was on just the shitty Cosmics guys.
Yeah. I mean, Pete is just so, he's just super high end for all of it. The super rares, top 10 premium players only. It's the more I think about it, it does make a ton of sense. Like I was even looking at, like I was talking with Pat and Davis earlier about like there's some of the rare LeBron ones from like the playoffs from last year. And then there's the base Kobe tribute dunk that's out of 1,000. And I'm like, in 5 years, when there's way more playoff series and stuff up there, like, isn't it going to be the Kobe tribute dunk that just remains way more iconic? Because there's going to be a lot more playoff series up there. But then I guess the counterpoint would be the bubble playoff series is unique. But I don't know. It just seems like really starting to value the actual moments themselves makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it. Are you bullish still?
Yeah. Yeah. But I've definitely started to, I think if you're long-term bullish though, I'm long-term bullish on more specific moments and focusing on the series one stuff and the high end stuff, and which are a lot of mistakes I made when I just jumped in willy-nilly because I didn't have the stomach to make like a $2,000 buy right away. And I could have, and instead I made it 6 $300 buys, just to get like my feet wet. And I obviously regret kind of not getting and locking up some of the LeBrons and Stephs when they were way more affordable.
How much do you think like a common, fairly low numbered, I don't know, let's say Curry, for example, how much would that be right now? Like a base common Curry 300
out of 300?
Yeah. No, out of whatever, 25,000, right? Or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. So just for like the series one, I think those are going for
just like whatever.
I'll just say $500.
Okay. What will they be in 4 years? That same card.
Yeah. I do really think for the Stephs and LeBrons and to take a word from Pete Jennings, these generational talents, I would say I could see those commons being 4 or 5x what they are right now.
Okay. What about a regular guy?
A regular guy, I think then a regular guy, you're just betting on the general success of Top Shot and kind of the mythology of that series one series, the base set. But I would say a normal guy, then you're maybe looking at what, like 2.5x?
Yeah, I'm just trying to judge how bullish you are on the market as a whole.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so you think they'll be like double in like 4 years for like regular cards, quadruple for the studs on the regular cards, and then what about like a Cosmic 4 years from now?
See, the Cosmic
on average.
Yeah, so like let's say our Jokic, which what do we buy for? 27,000 total.
23,000 total.
23,000 total.
22.9 or something.
Yeah. Obviously there's a big, with a guy like Jokic, right? a guy like LeBron and Steph, their resume is solidified, right? Like, I mean, LeBron especially, there's very little that they can do to kind of tarnish how history will look at them. A guy like Jokic, I feel, is more kind of on this precipice here, where if he gets an MVP, if he were to lead the Nuggets to a finals, something like that, if he could get on that trajectory, I just feel like he's more fragile. But in general, I do think the Cosmics are going to be, I think they're going to hold value very nicely.
Yeah, I'm just trying to gauge, like I said, gauge the whole market, what you think of the whole market. So like you said, like 2x for a regular common guy, it's going to be twice as expensive, 4 times as expensive for Curry, but common card. What about a Cosmic? You think it'll be exponentially more? So like 8 or 10 times more expensive?
I think it'll be exponential for the top guys. I think Jokic, I would say maybe more in the, I don't know, 6 to 7x range, maybe, if Top Shot really, becomes this billion-dollar industry or whatever.
I'd like to see what that Marquise Chris comparison would be for like a baseball card.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there would be one.
Yeah. The only way LeBron can tarnish his reputation at this point is by committing heinous crimes in his personal life. There's nothing he can do as a player to ruin his value.
That could happen.
Yeah, it's happened to a lot.
Yeah.
Everyone is losing their mind because Top Shot has just announced the Master Cool Cats Challenge, and the reward will be a LaMelo. So I think that is interesting just for the value of those cards, because everyone was expecting a bit of a dip there, but now if it's like, okay, I can get a Luka, I can get whatever other rewards are along the way, and then you're getting the Master LaMelo at the end, that's going to keep that challenge pretty relevant for a while, I think.
How close are you?
I completed the regular Cool Cats Challenge. I don't know, have they said, guys, how many of these sub challenges are going to be there in the Master? I ran incredibly hot on the Cool Cats packs. I ended up getting 5, I think. So yeah, I ran very, very hot on that.
Part of rich privilege.
There it is. I know, it's just incredibly privileged. There will be 4 sub challenges, so you still have to complete 3 more to get the LaMelo here.
And this is what keeps the market price on those challenge cards high, right?
Yeah, because otherwise it would be, you hold it, you get the Luka airdrop for completing the challenge, and then the floor probably falls out on those guys, except maybe Devin Booker, because he's been pretty good right now.
But still, even him, he would just be even more expensive probably during the challenge than he rightfully should anyways.
Yeah. And that's the thing, as Willis said, these forthcoming challenges are going to end up being a lot more expensive than this one. So it's going to be hard to get that LaMelo. What is, do you have any Super Bowl action down yet?
I priced some props yesterday or 2 days ago. I bet a couple of those.
Was there anything super good? I assume it's pretty beat up now.
Yeah, there was some all right ones on there. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I need to get some action.
Travis Kelce was interesting. I have him for like 87 some receiving yards.
It's like 94, right?
Yeah, it was in the high 90s when I bet it.
That's insane.
Listen, he can get 110 yards, obviously, but I was talking to RBX88 in my Discord about that one. I'm not sure if he ended up hitting it, but I mean that's ridiculously high. 98 yards or whatever it was.
That's a huge number. I want to see if that one is still.
That one sticks out. I did some like Brady 0.5 rushing yards over. I think I got like Mahomes under rushing yards at like 23 or something like that.
Okay.
Nothing huge, but just, plus EV stuff.
Where have you been betting at?
A decent amount of unders. Points bet, mainly. Wherever the value is. besides Bet Rivers, of course. But yeah, I only priced those 4 in Bovada. Yeah, Bovada too.
Bovada hasn't released.
Bankroll took a little hit when I hedged my MMA fight.
Oh yeah, it's all right. Your DK balance, made up for it.
It was worth it.
Bovada hasn't posted a lot of the specific player props, have they?
I don't know. I think I got some up there. Let me.
I was just looking to see if I could see that Kelsey one because you were the set. Leone was talking about that Kelsey one.
Oh yeah,
today too, and I
Bovada. Yeah, I had some Bovada. So the ones I had Bovada, Cameron Brate. Yeah, so here you go. I had Bovada, Travis Kelce, 98.5 yards receiving at minus 125 juice on the over. So that's like 100.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. And you know what's going to happen now. He's going to go off for 150. I'm also trying to max out the qualifiers on this super draft Super Million event they posted.
Dude, holy cow. It's 100 on Bovada.
So it's gone up.
Will Travis Kelce have under 100.5 receiving yards minus 114? Let's go.
Okay, so yeah, the big change in the line went up. I mean, this is why the Super Bowl is great, because it's the one time a year where they get so much action on shit. They don't just follow bookmaker or whatever, the market leader. They'll just lay bad lines because donks are betting into them.
Yeah.
Where normally they won't. Like PointsBet, there was Darren Rovell, whatever, had a tweet about how PointsBet had 100% of the money on, God, I can't think of the team now, or was it a fight? Yeah, was Conor McGregor, right? Or it was one somebody. I responded.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Conor McGregor, I think. They had 100% of the money on Conor McGregor. Like the bettors did. So when he lost, they made a ton of money. And it's like the only reason they have that is because they don't take sharp action. And like he's putting it out there as news, like, wow, look at this crazy stance or whatever. It's like why? And it's like, if they're gonna just take advantage of people and just only take square money, why not just move the line? Just go minus 500, minus 600. Who cares? To whatever they'll still bet it to. Like, just take all the money. Fuck it. Like, what's your? It's disgusting that, if they were taking sharp action, they would have got hammered on the other side. But then they don't move it up. They don't change it because they don't even make their own lines. They just copy another book.
Right.
I don't know. It's just funny to like report that as news, and it's like, wow, they took 100% action on Conor McGregor. Why didn't they get any on the other side? Interesting. Maybe that's a story too.
Yeah, no, it's not a story that fits as nicely into a clickbait headline.
I have, because you have a Bovada account. They got to legalize that shit by you.
Yeah, I know. We need it. I'm sick of.
I popped Brady over half a rushing yard. Oh, I also have Scotty Miller as over.
Over 20.5.
What is it? What is it now? 20.5 receiving yards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there something I'm missing with that? Because I did this a couple days ago.
I believe let me see. What's the most recent Antonio Brown news, guys? He wasn't practicing last week. Let's see if there's any new news on that.
And I'm bullish on bearish on Darrell Williams a little bit too. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I was talking to Court Smith. I'm going to do a prop bet show with him on Friday, and early in the week, he was telling me he was on Darrell Williams under 40.5 yards, and I think it's moved to a lot of places. It's down to like 30.5 yards.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I did too. I had it under 40.5. I had 29.7. Yeah, you got to bet them early, but it is the Super Bowl, so you'll still find some stuff. So maybe I'll redo these tomorrow and update it, see if there's anything left.
Yeah. And are you gonna get in those showdown streets at all?
Yeah. So like I said, I'm gonna try to max that super draft one.
Yeah.
It's 4K enter, 4K to enter, eight max entries, and I got 4 qualified tickets already for it.
Nice.
And I'm assuming it's not going to fill. And even talking about it here, it's not. I don't think that's going to move the needle.
What about Moneybags Pete swooping in with, his 32,000 to max this bad boy? Is that what it is? 4,000 in entry?
8 times 4.
All right. Well,
I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know.
First thing we need to do, Brian, sell our Jokic. Second thing.
And then I'll do all this stuff in. I'll do the Millie ones on FanDuel and DraftKings, and the DraftKings has that 4,400 one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might throw some into there. I haven't decided yet.
All right. You're gonna get some money down. And
breaking news. I'll do the same as I normally do, probably. Oops, maybe a little higher. Yahoo has just released Showdown. They've never had Showdown before.
What's the how does the format compare?
Looks exactly like FanDuel's. It's one captain, 4 flex.
Is there a price premium on the captain?
No price changes.
Damn.
They screwed it up.
What is the thought process there of like, clearly you evaluate, you see DraftKings, you see FanDuel's. How do you choose FanDuel's?
I don't know. I think it's people who don't play DFS.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one thing. It's like, it's not just the 1.5. The 1.5 is not that huge. It's the 2 different prices that increases the player pool.
Yeah.
And 3 different prices if you do assistant to the regional captain.
Now we're talking. When will they listen to us?
They will eventually. They listen to us on the championships, DFS championships. The team.
And then they took your idea.
Yeah, I got a question in my YouTube. Kylo says, is your super draft strategy primarily based on raw projection? What's that mean? What do you think that means? Raw projection is.
I assume he's probably referencing what I would normally reference, which is if there's not like ownership projections and stuff out there, are you just using your own raw projections and not doing much beyond that for strategy? Or
is it the difference between raw projections and multiplier?
Maybe that's what it is.
So I use multiplier. I use their multiplier. Like, that's huge. You have to, in my opinion, because it's like, that's the salary. And that, if that's wrong, Kyle, let me know. But yeah, that's the salaries.
Yeah.
Essentially. So yeah, you want to definitely use the multiplier. That's the name of the game on Super Draft.
You doing anything for the Super Bowl? Just grinding out your DFS?
Yeah, I'll just do DFS.
Yeah.
And may or may not watch it.
What? That seems very Brian of you. You're going to have too much money on the line not to watch it.
I mean, I'll sweat it on my phone maybe.
What would you watch if you weren't watching the Super Bowl?
Whatever I find on YouTube.
What's good on YouTube these days? Are we wrapping up the Negreanu Polk Challenge?
Oh yeah, that was going on right now. I turned it off because I didn't want to, because I've been lagging on these streams lately. Yeah, it's either over today or Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been watching that a ton, but yeah, I have. It's been keeping my attention. Polk showed his hole cards today.
For everyone, or
it's
not
on
real
delay,
on a delay? Yeah, okay.
Because he doesn't care. He's never gonna. So he says he's retiring, and the challenge is over. In the ground, you can't come back. So it doesn't matter if anyone sees the strategy.
Right. Okay. Well, that must have been fun for people then.
Yeah, I kind of like it with no cards. It was interesting. Like back in the day, before they had hole cards, it was like so boring. And then the ESPN brought the whole card cam, and then like everyone like blew up. Everyone loved it. I kind of want to go back to the old way. The
grass is always greener on the other, because you like telling the story yourself and trying to guess what hand they have.
I guess so. Yeah. And it is different head to head, 2-handed online. than boring ass live 9-handed tournament poker. Yeah.
You know what they need, Brian, is you need the best of both worlds, where it's like this kind of interactive capability where you can, one, select when you want to see the whole cards. Like, say you want to watch the hand, and then at the end you want to see if you were right on guessing, and then you could go and click which cards you want to turn over.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because then you build like the drama of you're trying to like put them on a hand, and then you can check your work.
Yep. Sure. This poke thing is what we've been talking about a lot. What we want the major sports to do, which is release the stream, and then whatever, charge for it or however you want to do it, but let regular people announce the game or fight or whatever, and then they could show the stream on their channel and somehow, you know, pay them back, monetize it. They get the ad money. I don't know, but
yeah.
Like there's like 3 or 4 streams going up just this Polk Negreanu thing, and you could pick your favorite one.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not
great for the marketplace.
Right.
Yeah.
And although Norman Chad and Lima Karen are, you know, they're actually pretty good, I think, as far as like legacy corporate broadcasters go. But if you let the world have a crack at announcing your stuff, it's going to be better. It's going to be way better.
Yeah. This is such a good, nice, wholesome question from Paul. And I don't think he's saying it in a bad way. Do you guys have any other hobbies outside of DFS, Top Shot, stocks, investing? Here's the thing. Most of my hobbies went away during the global pandemic. Traveling definitely being one of my favorites. Although we were both playing a lot of golf this summer. That was one of your big ones, right?
Yeah. Golf. My shoulder's screwed up. I'm going to go hopefully get that fixed tomorrow, or at least whatever direction plan to fix it. And so I can get ready for whatever, April, maybe the weather will break enough to go.
So do you think, have you already had a doctor see it?
No.
Do you plan on that?
I figured it'd go away, but it hasn't. Too old.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get that fixed before it gets nice again.
I know. Yeah. So golf for sure. It's a great old man game, you know?
Yeah.
You could take your bag if you want, or you could take the cart and have some beers, or not take the cart and speed. If there's no one on the course, you can get through quick, or you could take all day. It's incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
The game, but it's also fun. Yeah. That's definitely my
what else? Over the years, I've gotten into hiking a lot more, going on long walks and stuff like that, which is, anything that gets me away from my computer when I'm eternally logged on is nice.
I've been threatening to buy a lake house for like 3 years now, and I still haven't. And so I think,
dude, do it.
I might do that this summer.
Lolz Lake House party.
Yeah, sure. Broadcast from the hot tub.
I love it.
And then at a lake house, there's tons of shit to do. So
yeah.
And I'm thinking Michigan, maybe Wisconsin, and then they have like, e-trails and snowmobiles in the winter and stuff like that. But mainly I would just be sitting there drinking in the hot tub, I think.
I don't know. I love the beach, but I think a good lake, that experience even trumps a good beach experience for me. Like I went to like Flathead Lake in Montana was just one of the most incredible lake experiences. There's something about a good lake. I don't know.
Definitely, because it's also the water's warmer and like like compared to Lake Michigan or whatever. So like, and on some of the lakes, you can take your boat to the bar, have a couple drinks, and then drive back. You could like drive around to some restaurants sometimes on your boat. Although you can do that on the river here in Chicago. They redid all the lower levels, like underneath the high rises and stuff all along the river. There's all these like jazz clubs and bars, and you can just take your boat if you have enough money to get a boat in Chicago and stop at each one. Although they also have tours, and you could walk it now too. They redid it all. That's kind of
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool spot. But I mean, there's businesses are closing like all over the place. And so like, I wouldn't mind having this place just out of the city while all this crazy to the world's getting so crazy. You know what I mean? Just like, I'm just going to hang out here for a while.
Yeah.
somewhere to go.
Yeah. Well, so have you been looking at lake house real estate for a long time?
Yeah, it's expensive, more than it should be. Depends on where you're looking. The taxes can be pretty high, and there's like no inventory, like especially right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the market here is insane too for real estate.
You would think you'd be able to get like a small lake house for a reasonable price somewhere, but I mean, you can't.
How far out of the city are you looking?
Like 2 hours plus.
Okay.
So not like that close.
Yeah, because that's like where everyone go, like on Cape Cod, which is where people have their like equivalent of like a Massachusetts lake house would be going to Cape Cod, and the rent or the real estate out there actually isn't too bad. Obviously for beachfront stuff, it's still highly sought after, but it's because, 9 months out of the year, 8 months out of the year, you can't really do much with it. So the prices stay relatively reasonable, but maybe I'm trying to figure out why Chicago.
Why can't you do much for 8 months?
Just because it's so cold and you're not really taking advantage of the beach.
Right. Gotcha.
But
you have 9-month long winters.
Sure feels like it. Sure. I mean, I'm saying like that when you can go to the beach, it's like, late May to when football season starts.
Yeah, true. It is nice just to get out of the city, though. I mean, I don't know. You live in the burbs, though, so maybe it's not. You don't have the same congestion, like noise and shit like that.
Yeah, we're in a weird spot where we're like in the suburbs, but we're pretty close to a main busy drag and stuff, and so going down, it's nice to get out of the city. Like it still feels like you're in kind of a hustle and bustle, congested area, but. Look at this. What a subdued Lolz. And I was even throwing a few back, and here we are talking about our hobbies. I was hoping you would have something like you secretly, build ships inside of bottles or something in your free time.
Let me think. I don't have anything I don't even play video games anymore.
I know. I ended up buying a Wii, like what was one of our Christmas gifts we got. Because I was like, we're at home sometimes and I crave it. And I played it a few times and it's just, I don't know. It hasn't stuck for me.
I haven't played in years. And like maybe a couple of years ago, I played with my brothers, like Rocket League. Have you seen that?
I'm familiar with the DFS.
Oh shit. I forgot about that. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so horrible. Like, I can't believe how bad I am at this.
I was always so bad. At video games, and we would do, I don't know if I've told this story before, but in high school we would do Madden tournaments. Yeah. And we put $5-10 in the pot or whatever. And since I was the worst, but I wanted to participate, my strategy was I would bleed the clock on every single play, basically to ratchet up the variance in the game, being like less plays for them, just less time for the more reps they get on offense, they are going to crush me. So let me just see if I can bank a few crazy plays and bleed the clock down. Everyone hated me because I was sure. But I'm like, if we're gambling on this, I have to push whatever little edge I think I have.
So that was my best game.
Madden?
Yeah. So I would play the shit out of that online. And like in the mid 2000s, I was like ranked in the top 5 online in Madden.
That's impressive.
I played the goddamn shit out of it. And then they switched, I think maybe when it went PS2 to the new Xbox or whatever, and then they just redid the game. It was just garbage. I just gave up. I'm like, this sucks. But yeah, I love that game. That wouldn't have worked against me. I would just score on you in like 2 plays, and then you'd have to pass. Then you'd be fucked.
Wow, you would have really handed it to me. Did you see? I saw everyone was losing their mind because EA Sports just announced college football. They were bringing it back.
Mm-hmm. I saw. Yeah. Hopefully they're giving those guys some money this time.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm assuming they're not.
Yeah. Brick used goal line runs all game. Do you know this guy, or is he just making this?
No, I used 5 wide all game. I passed every single play.
There you go. He's running the air raid offense.
The real Kingsbury offense, or whatever that guy's name is.
Let's see. Yes, I'm going to be doing I'm going to do 2 shows with Joe Holka. We're going to do one on Friday on his channel, and then I'm going to do one on Sunday at like noon once I've actually, tried to make some of my lineups and stuff like that. So yes, two Showdown shows. I apologize to all my NFL bros. I've been so sucked into the Top Shot streets. But on Friday, we're going to do a splash play show. Brian, you're invited, by the way. I need to go and book. We're just going to do similar to what we did for Thanksgiving on Friday night. If you want to come hang with Spags and I,
maybe
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing a prop bet show with Court Smith from Bet the Prop. We're going to do that Friday at noon. So we'll go through some of the numbers that Brian and I were talking about here in a little more detail for some good prop bets. So yeah, lots of shows still coming this week.
What are you going to play in DraftKings for Showdown? The 20 max?
Yeah, probably just my usual. I'll probably throw a few in the Millie Maker, live a little. And I think I'm going to play some of the bigger single entry ones too, still getting my crowns and last big NFL chance of the year. So we'll probably fire a little bit more than usual.
No, all right.
I'm starting to get the bug on NBA Showdown DFS. I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's a little doopy.
Yeah.
That can use an assistant to regional captain too.
Yeah. Even I've been dupe conscious, even in like the 20 max, like I'm normally not getting a lot of solos, but normally I'm not duped more than 2 or 3 times. So I feel like from what I've just observed, it's harder to go off the board in NBA. Like you start making really bad lineups pretty quickly if you're not using the top ones.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do. We've talked about this a little bit offline, but yeah, that is definitely different than football where Tomlinson or whoever that Eric, the guy you were touting a few months ago, he could catch one for 20 in a tutty. He could.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible, but it's pretty impossible for a guy who's projected for 5 minutes to get 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What does this say? I've been wanting to start like a DFS poker, but for video games, but I can't code sad. Would be really neat to post a game in a lobby to play Madden head to head for $25. That would be cool.
They had video poker on Xbox. Texas Hold'em. I think that's all it was called. And it made this whenever you went all in.
That's funny.
Do you want to play that game? Texas poker for fun. Those were the 2 worst things on, and this is probably just in general, although I guess I don't know how you do it. There was a comedy one. Did you see the stand-up comedy app?
No.
So you could go on stage in the game, right? This is Xbox years ago. This stuff's probably 10 years ago.
How have I never heard of it?
And then so you go in, there's like 50 people in the crowd, real people on their headsets and stuff. You can't see them, they have avatars. And then you do your routine. It was so hilarious. It was great. It was so bad. It was just the whole time guys just talking shit over each other about how bad the comic is. And
because the audience audio could be going too.
There's so many flaws. So the audience's audio was just as loud as the comics. It's like, this is not going to work out at all. And so like you have to mute everyone before people would go on there. Oh my God, it was so funny.
I need to find an article or something about that because that sounds absolutely insane. Where it's like, what if I could have all of the anxiety and terribleness of an open mic experience, but while playing video games in my own home?
Yeah, and people with no repercussions who can just berate you for the entire time.
It just like no upside whatsoever. Just
no, you're not practicing at all. You're like you're not working anything out. It was interesting. Some guys could hold their own though. They had like a little act and stuff. It was that and then the poker with no money is the dumbest thing ever. It's just like all in call. Oh, I'm eliminated.
I will say the poker without money thing. I've definitely been on a few cross country flights where in the back of the seat where they had a blackjack app, with fake money and just drinking rum and cokes and playing, imaginary blackjack for a 6-hour flight, just having the time of my life.
Blackjack. Yeah. Blackjack's a little better. I don't know. Imaginary money. It's still No,
It's rough. It's rough.
no
All
fun.
right, guys. That is going to do it for Lolz this week. Appreciate you tuning in as always. You know, just a mere week ago, Brian and I were scrambling to buy a Cosmic, and now it feels like ages ago. So who knows what will happen between now and then. Brian, anything else you want to plug? Lots of stuff going up on brick75.com.
Yeah, well, and Crowd in my chat said Comedy Night. That was the name of the game. Comedy Night. Brick 75. I've been pumping out a lot of stuff the last couple days. Don't expect that to continue. That's how I'll sell my site, is I probably will get lazy and not do 3 things a day or 4. But maybe I'll pump out the NBA props again and then update those and see if there's anything available. And then you could use it for your show if you want to take a look.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That's it.
Yeah.
I got, hopefully that app is done like a month. That's all I got.
Nice. The Comedy Night app, right? You're rebooting it?
Comedy Night 2, 2.0. Same exact game.
Oh my God. I'm so intrigued by that. I can't believe I've never heard of it. All right, guys. Chase saying we need a longer show. I am going to bounce over. We're going to do ship chasing right now. If you want to come and hang out with Pat Crane, Ben Gretch, and I, we're going to talk some more about the Super Bowl. But otherwise, we will see you guys next week. Subscribe to the channels. We got the iTunes link down below. For Brian Hooper, for Peter Overzet, for the War Against Toxicity, this has been Lolz.